Good morning. Hello. Welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator residing in Saskatchewan, Canada. And today it is Monday, May 27th, and I am here for my Make It Monday video. Today we are going to get crafty with the Spotlight on Nature stamp set. This stamp set is so beautiful. I overlooked it when I first went through the catalog because I can't even get the camera. There we go. Um, the glare on this from the window. Okay, there we go. I can see a little better there. So this beautiful stamp set, I did overlook the first time I went through the catalog, but when I went through it again and again, as you know, we all do, I saw it and fell in love with it. So we're going to use this today to make two fun little cards. Hello, hello, say hello when you join me. Hi, Michelle, welcome. And to all my American friends watching, I hope you're having a good Memorial Day long weekend. It is a holiday there for you today. Ours was last weekend. We had our Victoria Day long weekend. So today, like I said, we're going to get crafty. We're going to make two cards using this beautiful stamp set. Same layouts, same everything. We're just going to switch out the colors and the images on each. But before we get to stamping, I want to talk just really briefly about the starter kit deal. You guys have all heard me talk about it, I'm sure. But if you want to get these 5 amazing colors added to your collection, during the month of May, you can get them all for free. So you can get the ink pads, the cardstock, the Stampin' Write markers, and the designer series paper for free added to your starter kit on top of the already amazing deal. So the link to join my team is in the description. So whether you're watching on YouTube or on my Facebook page, it's in both. So you can click on that link. And if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. Okay, secondly, I do have my very first ever exclusive to my email subscriber card class. So I'm doing a fun, quick and easy fun fold class. Registration closes on Thursday. So if you're not on my email list, make sure you hop on and subscribe so you don't miss out. Let me flash up here how you get there. There you go. So there is the link to subscribe to my email list, and you can get in on this super fun class. I'll show you the cards as soon as we flip the camera down to my desk, because when I'm holding them up to my face, it's just glaring off the window. So it's not going to be a very good view. All right, so you can subscribe there and get in on this super fun class. Good morning, Kathy. Hello, hello. So today is a really busy week. I get to do lots and lots of crafting this week, and I am super excited. Over the weekend, I spent almost the entire weekend in my craft room stamping and creating cards, and I feel like I finally got my groove back, which is awesome because since we moved, it's kind of been hit and miss. But I have had so much fun, and I created so many amazing cards and classes and scrapbook layouts. And so I'm really excited to get those all launched and out to you guys over the next little while. Okay. Hi, Tina. Welcome, welcome. Super busy week. That's what I was talking about. I'm losing my train of thought. Super busy week here this week. So tonight I have my Creatively Hatched Zoom class. We're doing it on Zoom for the very first time. I'm hoping that some of my regular members will join us. We're going to give it a try and see how that goes. And then I will be launching my June Creatively Hatched by the end of the week. So stay tuned for that. If you're not already a member, you're going to want to get in. The Adventurous Sky is what we're featuring, and it is one of my favorites. I am like loving this suite. It's amazing. So I have that tonight, and then we have my team Stamp Camp on Friday on Zoom too. So I'm super excited. We've got lots going on this week. All right, let's flip the camera down. Don't forget, say hello whether you're catching me live or watching the replay. And if you're watching over on YouTube and you like the video today, please subscribe, give me those hearts and thumbs up, share my video. I appreciate all of that. And same over on Facebook. If you're over there and you haven't already, please follow my page, write your comments, and give me those thumbs up. Okay, let's get to stamping. Okay. So today we are going to, first, before we do it, let's talk about the class that I talked about. This is exclusive to my email list, remember, so you're not going to find it on my blog or my website. It'll only be via email. But here are the beautiful cards that we're going to make. Each of them is a quick and easy fun fold. And look how gorgeous they are. Aren't they fun? Okay, so if this looks like something that you're interested in, please join my email list or check your email if you're already on it. I should note to say to you that anyone in Canada can buy the card kit and get all the supplies sent to you in a nice, pretty little kit. If you don't live in Canada and you want to partake in the class, you can choose to buy the $20 tutorial, and I'll have that emailed out to you as soon as the class ships, and then you can create the cards that way. So this class is available to everyone on my email list. Okay, let's go to stamp. All right, so like I said, we're going to create 2 cards using the Spotlight on Nature. Now, I did create one of these cards, well, not entirely the same, but similar over the weekend. And so we're going to recreate it, and we're going to use 2 different color schemes, 2 different images, and make 2 different cards, but using the same, kind of show you how we can do that. Each of these cards is monochromatic, so that's going to be kind of cool. And we're going to use one in purples, obviously, and one in kind of like teal. So we're going to use Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape and Pretty Peacock and Pool Party. Okay, so you're going to need standard card bases. Or, oh, my desk is moving. Standard card bases. You're going to need a bunch of white paper. So for each card, we've got a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. That's going to be the inside of our card. Then I have a, oh goodness, I forget what size this was. I just cut them a little bit ago. 3 3/4 by 5, so you'll need one of those. And then we have a 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay, and then we've got just little scraps here that are 3/4 of an inch wide, and we're going to use those for each of the cards as well. Okay, so I'm going to take my card bases and I'm going to set them aside. We're not going to use those until the end. So good morning, Sherry, welcome. Okay, so I have got both of these larger images from the stamp set mounted onto my blocks. We're going to use the flowers with the purple, and we're going to use the leaves with the teal. Okay, everyone agree that's going to be the best assortment? Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we'll start with the flower one, and we're going to grab our smallest piece of white, which I said was 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. So let's just take these off to the side. We're going to make these cards in landscape. Okay, let me see if I can make it. I'm using the glass mat for the first time since we moved, and so I'm just trying to make sure everything is in view here. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Oh, I'm so glad you liked the cards last week. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to ink this up in Gorgeous Grape. And actually, I'm going to move that off because I don't want to get purple ink on my card there. So I'm going to stamp this full strength right here. Okay, and then I'm going to move it off. Oh my gosh, that image, you guys, it's so gorgeous. So we're going to stamp this, and then we're going to come in here again, and I'm going to just sort of line up this smaller flower into sort of like this hole right here. Maybe move it down just a bit. I'm stamping that. Now I'm going to lift it off, and I'm not going to re-ink it, but I'm going to stamp it down here. And then I'm going to take it again, and I'm going to stamp it in here. Kind of, it's going to give us like a ghost image here because it's going to be very light. But you can see how beautiful that looks in purple. Okay, so I'm going to set, actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to grab my chamois because I didn't do this the other day when I was making other cards, and I ended up with the wrong color ink all over my paper because I didn't wipe this. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to just ink this up again and stamp it off here in the corner. This is just the inside of my card, but of course I don't want my inside of the card to be naked. So we have that stamping done now. All right, so we're going to wipe that off. And now we'll switch colors and switch images. We're going to grab that 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 piece again. This time we're going to use Pretty Peacock. And we're going to use these beautiful leaves. Remember, we're using the Spotlight on Nature stamp set right here. Okay, now this is available in a bundle to you guys. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. These are the dies. They're beautiful circles, 12 different sizes, all these different patterns. They're so cool. But we're not actually using these today, but I did want to show them to you just in case you're wondering. Okay, and we're going to ink up this leaf. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp it here, full strength. I think we might have to stamp this one a few more times. And then we're going to stamp there. And then we're going to that and like this. Okay, so we've created very similar looking image, but it's kind of naked looking up here. So I'm going to ink this up one more time. And we're just going to ink that down, coming down from the top, because leaves can be coming any which way, right? Okay, so then we'll put that one up there, and we'll grab our 4 by 5 1/4. Wipe that off. That's a beautiful thing about this glass mat. Oh, now we've got both my screens up here. What is happening? There you go. That is the beautiful thing about the glass mat, is that we can just wipe it off when we get ink on it. So let's go ahead and stamp this green leaf there. And just for fun, we're going to stamp it off so we have 2 images on there. Okay, what are you guys thinking so far? Pretty cool, right? All we've done is stamp, but I love stamping. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to take the insides and put them up here because we're not going to use those right now. But now we have these 2 beautiful pieces that we've stamped. And I'm going to use a blender brush on the teal one, and I'm going to use a sponge dauber on the purple one. And what we're going to do is grab those ink pads again. Okay, so let's start with the pretty peacock one. And we're going to, I'm just trying to keep that paper over top of my light so you don't get that reflection. We're going to grab some of this ink on my blending brush. And then I'm going to go over here onto my glass mat and get some of it off. I don't want all that ink. I want it to be fairly light. And then I'm going to come in and color over, just sort of blend some color on these leaves. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to put any, or maybe I will put a very little bit. Remember, the lighter pressure you put on your blending brush, the less ink that's going to come off. So I just want to kind of dust a bit of the ink color on here. Okay, so that's one. Then we'll close this up again and we'll grab our gorgeous grape. And we'll use the sponge dauber this time. So either way, whatever you have is what you could use to recreate something like this. I'm going to take off some of the ink over here. See how much ink got on that sponge dauber? Oh my gosh, way too much for what I want. Okay, so we can just get it off over there. And then we're going to start and color in some of these flowers. It's still a bit darker than I was hoping for. That's okay. And then we can, oh, that one's covering it all together. We're going to redo this one. I don't like that. See, 2 sides to every piece of paper. If you guys have ever stamped with me in person, you know I say that all the time. We're going to switch this one up. I'm not liking how that turned out. So it's easy enough to do, right? We're just going to stamp. Stamp. Oh dear, now we're really switching it up. Oh well, that's okay. Stamping on the fly here. Okay, and then we'll stamp it off on here, and then we'll stamp it ghost right there. We're switching this up completely, but that's okay. Have you guys ever done that? You have a plan, and then it just sort of, like your hands don't quite listen to what your brain's telling it to do. Okay. Anyway, this is real-time crafting with Denise at its best. So what I think we're going to do, in fact, is take this purple, okay, and I'm just going to grab my piece of paper, and I'm not going to really get this ink off because it's way too dark. That, or I could switch to Fresh Freesia. Oh my goodness, how much ink is in here? Okay, anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get this some ink on here. See, it's still lots. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, but it's better. It's better than it was. So we're just going to wing it. I do have my original one to share with you guys. So you'll see what I intended to do here. And then we'll just dust a little, really light, Denise. This is the trick. Really, really light. Okay. There we go. All right. Let's leave it at that because we're not going to monkey around anymore. I'm going to grab just my microfiber cloth I have here and wipe off this excess ink. Okay, and then you can always give it a wipe with your chamois too if you have the glass mat, just to make sure it's all off of there. Okay, now here's our two pieces. So what we're going to do now is take, this is one of my favorite techniques. I've been doing it a lot lately. Oh, we want purple. We're on the purple one. So I'm going to use my Gorgeous Grape Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to open it up to the brush end, and using the lid, I'm going to just flick against my paper to create these beautiful little speckles. Okay, so can you guys, if I move that up to the camera, you can see them better. See that amazing look it gives it? So we're going to do that. Of course, I'm going to wipe off the purple again because I don't want purple on my teal one. And then we'll come in here and we'll do the same thing over here with my pretty peacock. And the closer you go to the paper, usually the bigger the splotches will be. So now you can see this one up close. It's got the little speckles on it. Okay, we'll wipe that off again. Okay, so now we're done all of our kind of like inky stuff. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. Okay, so here's my paper trimmer. And this measures 4 3/4. So you could be really particular and use 1/16 of inches and make it completely into thirds, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take off 1 1/8 on one end. Is it 1 1/8 I want? I feel like it might be more than that. It might be 1 1/4. Let me just double check something here. Yes, it's definitely more. Oh my goodness. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. We need to go to 1 5/8. Okay, and we're going to trim that off. And then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to trim off 1 5/8 on this end as well. Now the center piece is going to be a little bit smaller, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to put those over there and we'll do the same thing here. So I want 1 5/8 off of this end. Turn it over and I'm going to take 1 5/8 off of this end. Okay. And now we're done with the trimmer, but we do need a slew of dimensionals. So now I'll grab that other piece of white that we cut. This one was 5 by 3 3/4. And we're going to place these on here. We're going to evenly space them about on here. Now, so they are going to get spaced. So you're going to have like a little bit of a white gap in between all 3 panels. And same thing down here. I just gotta, it's like doing like a little bit of like a puzzle, trying to figure out how it went back together. They're just going to be like this. And like that. Okay. So now you have them, we have them roughly done. We're going to add some dimensionals. So I think if we put, oh, there was my other attempt. Oh my goodness. Good thing there's 2 sides to every piece of paper. You can just hide that. Okay, so 3 on the back of each. I'm going to move this one. Let's do the purple one first. Okay, so we're going to get this. So what we want to do, I'm going to turn it this way. It's a little bit easier for me to line it up. So we want an even spacing on the top and bottom. And a little bit of a thinner border on the edge. And then we're going to move to this one. And I'm going to ask you guys at the end, which one is your favorite? Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to do the end one first. Let's do this. We can put the end one on. I'm just going to make it. Hopefully, I'm not going to push down on that just in case. This one isn't even going to fit in there. Yeah, see? That's what happened. So we got to make that border even smaller on the edge here. Okay, and then we can put this one in the center and we're kind of like split the difference there. I don't know if I'll be able to get this one off. Sometimes if you're gentle and you don't really push them down, you can get them off the dimensionals like I just did. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that green one's going to go a little bit smoother. The teal one. Okay, so we're going to put this in there. Okay. So you can see how now we have it cut into 3 panels. So the other thing you could do is you could trim these a little bit. So we could actually take off a piece, a small little smidge on each end so that we have a bigger gap in there, but we'll just go with this design. Oh, now I'm throwing pieces on the floor. My goodness, it must be Monday, and I clearly, 1 cup of coffee is not going to cut it this morning. Okay. Oh, I have one upside down. Oh my goodness. Thanks for letting me know, Lisa, because I probably would have done it upside down. Okay. So there we have it. So these are going to all line up if you put them together, and then we're going to space them apart. So if we actually just try and space them, this one is going to be like my good card today, this teal one, and the purple one's kind of the one that's going to be a little bit of a dud, we'll say. Okay, so maybe what I'll do actually is pop this one out. Ooh. And so obviously the spacing is a little bit tricky, but it's okay. It's worth it in the end because they're going to be beautiful cards. So we're going to pop that one in the center. And then we're going to pop this one on the side. Oops. Maybe centered. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for bearing with me. We're having a bit of a hot mess here in the craft room today. All right, so now we'll come here and we'll add this one on the bottom like that. Okay. And I even had a bit of a plan today, so I'm not sure why this is going so crazy. Okay, so there's our 2 panels. I'm gonna now take these little 3/4 inch strips of basic white, and we're gonna stamp a sentiment on each, and I'm gonna use crumb cake. So I'm gonna break away from the monochromatic look slightly with bringing in a neutral color. So we're gonna stamp thanks on one. Again, these are sentiments from the stamp set. We got thanks. And then on the other one, we will stamp dear friend. Okay, so those are both the sentiments from this beautiful stamp set. I'll grab my scissors here and I'm just going to add, actually, no, I was going to angle cut them, but I think I'm going to leave them square. I think they might look okay square. But we do need a bit of linen thread. So we've got linen thread here. Please tell me this is not a brand new one because I always struggle. Oh, it is, but look, sometimes I struggle to find the end when it's a brand new one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut a fairly large piece of linen thread. And we're going to take our panels here and we're going to pull this around like this. I'm going to tie a bow with our linen thread. Okay, The struggle is real today here in the craft room. All right, there we go. So one bow there, we can make that pretty in a minute. And then we're going to grab another piece of linen thread for this one. Hi, Tanya. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Michelle, finding the end can be super tricky. In fact, one time I couldn't find the end and I got so frustrated, I just snipped an end. Don't ever do that. What a nightmare. Forever and ever on that roll, I ended up with these like cut pieces of linen thread. It was an absolute disaster. So don't ever do that. Take the time to be patient and find the end. Okay, so now we have our linen around there. Make this one a little bit prettier. Okay, now more dimensional. So 2 on the back of this should be lots. And then we can choose whatever sentiment we want on each one. So I think we're going to put Dear Friend on this one. And I want my bow a little bit more to that direction. So you can just slide it because we didn't adhere it anywhere. And then Dear Friend can just sort of pop on. Just sort of pop on top here. I want it to catch the linen thread so it's going to stay. We don't want the linen thread flying off. And then on this one, we'll take Thanks and we'll do the same thing. Like I said before, I'm going to show you guys the card I created on the weekend. And then these 2, and I want you guys to tell me which one is your favorite. So, any guesses on the colors I used on the one I created on the weekend? All right, so there is that. Now we'll bring in our card bases. Remember, we're going for monochromatic. Hi, Linda. Hi, Bobby. Welcome, ladies. We're going to burnish those folds. So we have Pool Party with the pretty peacock and Fresh Freesia with the gorgeous grape. Oh, Tina. Tina guessed pink. Tina knows me well. Yes, it's definitely pink. The card I created on the weekend. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. So we're just going to pop this on the front of our card. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I just realized something else I did today that is going to be wrong. Oh dear. The struggle is real. How many of you have days like that where you just seem like all these little mishaps happen? Thankfully, it's nothing critical. It's just paper and ink, so we can always make it better. Okay, so we have these 2 cards. Now look what I did, you guys. I stamped as though we were going to make portrait cards, and these are not. So we're going to need to restamp those for the insides because there can't be any naked in cards. So here's my, oh my goodness, today. I definitely think coffee is calling my name. Okay, so we've got our leaves for that one. And then we have our purple. Now the cards are almost done. We do need to add a bit of bling because no card is complete without some bling. Oh my gosh. Okay, seriously. That's okay. We'll just do that. It's better than nothing, right? All right, so we'll attach those to the inside of our card, and then we'll add some bling to the front. Okay, so that's the inside of the card. And then have this one. Like that. Aw, thanks, Linda. Yes, please don't forget to like, thumbs up, and share the video if you want to see more stamping videos. For sure. Okay, so here we have the insides now corrected, going the right direction. And here we have the fronts. Now that linen thread is going a little wonky here, so we're just going to trim that off a bit. Don't need it quite that long. Okay, and then for embellishments, you can use whatever you have in your collection, but I chose these glossy dots assortments because I happen to have some of the gorgeous grape left. And then these, what are these ones called? Adhesive backed sequins trio, because there's pretty peacock. So we're going to use those different ones on here. And we're going to then add our bling. Now we could add the bling anywhere we want. I'm just trying to see where there's a gap. So maybe over here where it's a bit lighter, we'll use a few of these. And then we'll grab another one and maybe put it maybe down there, and we'll just leave that one. You could put 5 too if you want. Of course, I always like to do them in odd numbers. But we'll just stick with 3 on that one. And then for the gorgeous grape, we'll come and get these ones. And maybe I'll put them here. So for this one, there's 3 different sizes. So we'll use all 3 and we'll put one up there. Okay, there is our cards. That was quite the process. We had a few mishaps and a few little things, but overall, I think the cards turned out really pretty. What do you guys think? So we have one over here in teal, and then we have the one here in purple. And then, of course, on the weekend, the one I created, I did do in pink, and I used the bubble bath with melon mambo. So there's our 3 options, and all using the same technique, the same layout. What do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? Put it in the comments. Let's see which one gets the most votes. All right. So thank you for being here with me and for making it through the whole video, even with all the little bloopers. I definitely could make a blooper reel with all the videos I've done and bits and pieces, but that's part of the fun, right? It's part of being real and part of here stamping with you guys real time. So I'm looking at the comments. I'm getting purple and purple, pink, purple, pink. All right. So there you have it. It looks like purple is the winner, but I'm excited to see what everybody in the replays needs as their favorites as well. Okay, so don't forget to sign up for my email list so that you can get in. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing, even though it's on Do Not Disturb. So yeah, don't forget to get on my email list so you can sign up for that quick and easy fun fold class as well. Registration deadline is Thursday, so don't miss out on that. And yeah, so thanks again, guys. I hope this starts off your week in a great way, and I hope you have a fabulous week. I look forward to stamping again with you guys on Thursday. Stay tuned and watch up. Right now I'm scheduled for 11 a.m. again on Thursday morning. However, I do have a contractor coming in to replace our furnace. So if it's going to be really loud and noisy, I may have to switch it to the evening, but I will post that, okay? But I will be back live Thursday at some point to share a card with you guys. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.